We've all been there, right? In the car, at a party, screaming along to Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody at the absolute top of our lungs. It's just one of those songs. It's a global anthem, a complete masterpiece. But what if I told you that underneath all that headbanging and the incredible falsetto, there's a powerful story, a full-on hero's journey packed into 6 amazing minutes?
And that really is the big question. Beyond the fantasy, the fandango, the Galileo, what is this song actually about? Well, there's a really compelling theory that it's hiding a deeply personal story, right there in plain sight for all of us to hear.
So today, we're going to explore that theory, the idea that this anthem isn't just some random brilliant enigma. No, it's a profound story about a personal crisis, about facing judgment, and in the end, about finding liberation.
I mean, part of what makes the song so mysterious is just its structure. It's not your typical pop song. It's this wild 6-part suite that just smashes different genres together. You get a ballad, then a guitar solo, then this crazy opera, then hard rock. But here's the thing, it's not random. Each one of these sections is like a different chapter in the journey we're about to follow.
Now, Freddie Mercury himself, he was always famously private about the song's meaning. He kind of wanted us to find our own story in it, which is beautiful. But while that ambiguity is part of its genius, the theory that holds the most water, the one that makes the most sense, well, it points to a story that's deeply autobiographical.
And here is that theory. Bohemian Rhapsody is an allegory. It's a story about Freddie Mercury confronting his sexuality in a time when that was incredibly taboo. It's this metaphorical confession where he has to kill the person he was pretending to be so he could finally embrace his true self.
Okay, so the story really kicks off in that ballad section. This is the moment it all happens, the confession, the one act from which there's absolutely no going back.
And it all hangs on this one line. I mean, this is one of the most shocking and memorable lyrics in the history of rock music. This isn't just a cool phrase. It's the heart of the entire narrative. It's a confession that changes everything.
So, who is this man that he killed? Well, obviously, he hasn't literally taken a life. The idea here is that he killed his former self, that conventional, straight-presenting man that society, and maybe even his own family, expected him to be. This is it. This is the point of no return.
And you can just feel the pain here. This act of being true to himself is also framed as an act of destruction. He's mourning the future he was supposed to have, and he's just filled with regret for the pain he knows this is going to cause his mother, who really represents family and tradition and love.
So the ballad ends with this tragic goodbye. He knows he can't go back. He has to leave everyone and everything behind to face what comes next. He's setting off on this lonely, kind of terrifying journey into a brand new identity.
And after the confession, well, that's when the judgment comes. And it shows up in the form of the song's famously bizarre opera section, which you can think of as this chaotic trial happening inside his own head.
Right here, he sees himself as Scaramouche, a classic stock character, a cowardly clown. And he's being mocked by all these voices from society, demanding he perform for them. The thunderbolt and lightning, that's not just weather. It's the terrifying storm of judgment raining down on him.
But then, he calls in some witnesses for his defense. First, Galileo, the brilliant scientist who was condemned as a heretic just for speaking a truth that the establishment couldn't handle. And then, Figaro, the clever hero from opera who always outsmarts the powerful. You see the parallels, right? These are figures of rebellion and genius, and he's calling on them to save him.
And this is the climax of the trial. It's this frantic battle for his very soul. On one side, you have the absolute authority of Bismillah, which means in the name of God, and they're refusing to let him go. But on the other, you have this desperate chorus pleading for his release.
And the verdict comes in, it's guilty. The narrator just gives up. He resigns himself to damnation. He cries out that Beelzebub, a demon king, has a special place in hell waiting just for him. As far as he's concerned, in his own mind, he's been condemned.
But being condemned isn't the end of the story, not even close. Just when he hits rock bottom, all that fear and desperation, it explodes into pure, raw rage. And that leads to the song's most powerful moment, and, eventually, to a kind of final piece.
Just listen to that shift in tone. Wow. He is not the poor boy begging for mercy anymore. Now he's on the attack, directly confronting his accusers, calling out their hypocrisy with this incredible, visceral anger. He has finally found the strength to fight back. This whole hard rock section, it's his declaration of independence. It's the moment he decides he's got to get out of there, to escape all of this oppressive judgment for good. It is a pure, raw assertion of his will to survive.
And what's so incredible, just pure genius, is how this whole journey gets summed up by reusing a single phrase. Back in the ballad, "Nothing Really Matters" was a cry of hopeless resignation. But now, after everything he's been through, it means something completely different.
Because after the confession, the trial, and the rebellion, "Nothing Really Matters to Me" becomes this powerful statement of enlightened acceptance. He's faced the absolute worst and he survived. The opinions, the judgment of other people, it just doesn't have any power over him anymore. He is finally free.
And the song just fades out with this quiet, whispered line, echoing the beginning. He's subject to the winds of fate again, but this time, he's not facing it with fear. He embraces it with this deep sense of peace, because he has finally accepted who he truly is.
So, in the end, Bohemian Rhapsody really isn't just a song. It's a complete personal odyssey. It's the story of a metaphorical murder of an old self, a terrifying trial, a furious rebellion, and then this quiet, final liberation.
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? How many of our other favorite songs are hiding their own secret journeys, just waiting for us to listen a little bit closer?